Hello, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode, the inaugural episode of the Broken Record podcast. I'm the host, Marcus. Sometimes I might be joined with guests, sometimes I won't be. Yeah, it's sort of a podcast minicast is what I'm calling it at the moment, or project. And really, I don't have topics. This is all coming straight from the head, so if it's 5 minutes long, if it's 20 minutes long, that's just how it's gonna be. If it's an hour, 2 hours, but this is where I'm gonna ramble on about things that have been common occurrences in my life, or something I want to rant about. Just put it out there into the ether, and then let you guys decide on you know what your thoughts are. So let's just dive into it. Right, you probably saw a cut there for no reason. That is because I had to go get a glass of water. And yeah, first thing I want to talk about is why YouTube. The reason for that is always had an interest in it. Sorry, there's a fly above my head. I've always had an interest in YouTube. If it were, well, mainly from a gaming side of things, I thought that I would end up playing FIFA, Pro Clubs, and stuff like that with friends. Um, Turns out it wasn't the case as a kid. Probably started channels like 15, 16, maybe even earlier. Never put anything on there. Then lockdown came about, and me, my brother, and a friend all created a sort of a YouTube group just to sort of keep in touch with each other, align with some of our interests. We had things like one of us was interested in this sort of podcast style content. The others was in. I was still interested heavily in gaming. I was streaming at Twitch at the time. I streamed at Mixer before. Not to anyone big. It's just something I did in my spare time. And sorry about that going off. Yeah, but I was streaming in my spare time. Thought that I could use the stream clips, cut those up. I had a few episodes of a FIFA series that was on here that I never finished. And yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, we'll do that for a little bit. Lasted 5 or 6 videos before things went not south, but we had a few video editing problems, problems with videos that were corrupted. So because I was doing most of the back end for that channel, I was like, I'm probably gonna hit this on the head for now, just because one, spending hours like my PC at the time was horrendous. I didn't have a proper gaming setup or even desk setup. I was recording out of a wardrobe. My PC was on the bottom shelf. Doors were taken out, and I was sitting on the ground editing videos, which was taking hours because I was editing a full podcast. Didn't know what an editing process was, so I literally sat there from start to finish, just checking audio levels, checking if it was in sync. I was using a free editor at the time. We had no difference between visual and audio. I know I'm getting into the specifics that a lot of people don't care about, but because everything was such a steep learning curve, and I also had a lot of things going on in the background, I was like, is this something that I want to do at the moment? And collectively, we all went, yeah, probably not. Like, if we have the chance to, maybe we'll come back to it. So it was on and off of that throughout pretty much the whole of lockdown. I did a lot of solo stuff on this channel and an alternative channel that what I found is I liked the process up until the point where I would hit post. So I would post it, it would go live. 20 minutes later, I'm like, is it really? Is it really good enough to put out there? And I think I got a bit of a perfectionist mindset when it came to videos, just because it does create a lot of anxiety around, are people gonna like it? Are people gonna watch it? And it's not like strangers; it's people that opinions actually really matter to me, as in family and friends. And I knew that when those out, they'll all be supportive, give me constructive criticism. It's just that voice in the back of your head. So knock that on the head again. And I've been an R ever since. But I thought, you know what, this is probably the time now to actually go through with something and see what could happen. And I think I have got better in terms of creating thumbnails, um, actually thinking of projects that I want to do, getting ahead of videos. I've been through this enough time to know sort of what to expect. I'm not amazing at it at any point. Very much amateur. I haven't got any of the equipment, just doing this low budget. Because one thing that I learned is I don't necessarily need the equipment. It doesn't have to be high quality until it needs to be. If that doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But it's just that because it's a process of I have to get better and it's going to take time to get better. Those things can grow with me and I can invest alongside of it, and it's more of a proper journey that way. Like I don't know what to sort of compare it to, but yeah, if the analogy comes to my head, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. One thing you should know: I started a podcast. I don't really know how to speak. I am awful. I hate public speaking with a passion. I am very much an introvert in my shell, quiet by nature. So doing stuff like this, I won't say it's completely out of my comfort zone because at the end of the day, it's just me and the camera. But speaking for extended periods of time is something that I've always been a bit awkward with. I'm often compared to Silent but Deadly. Yeah, I'm a one-liner. Don't really say much, rather observe than speak. So, yeah, doing all of this is a slightly foreign area. But I say all that to say this: I have things in the pipeline. I've probably at this point uploaded the sort of channel intro video that I've put up, and this has gone alongside a sort of a complimentary piece going, hey, this is the podcast. This isn't what it's going to end up being, because I hope to have guests for most of the episodes, if not all. Hopefully, I can get who I want as a co-host to come alongside and do their thing, because I know they're very interested in coming back into this space. And if they see this is the first you're hearing about it, but you started up a TikTok page about golf, which I commend. Yes, that is the word I'm looking for. And I think it's really good, and I like seeing them also be creative. So it's about also having that balance. So topics aren't just aligned with me, and we can go into each other's worlds a bit more, because we aren't completely aligned, even though we are quite close. We have quite different areas of expertise, areas that we're interested in. And I feel like it's interesting to bounce back and forth, and it takes away from the monotony of my voice. Monotony. Because I'm aware I only have one tone. It's gonna get better, but also need a mic for that to get better because I'm recorded straight off the phone. As I said, very, very basic setup. Hopefully that improves in the future. But for now, I'm signing off with the first episode of The Broken Record. Once again, I've been Marcus. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, share it with friends, and hopefully we have more in the future. Until then, peace.